Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition from Nature and Small Business. But I think I have my guest. Hang on 1 second. Q95 Radio is opened for your business in collaboration with the National Development Foundation of Dominica. Get ready to join Q95 Radio and NDFD for Nature Island Small Business Buzz, a live radio program bringing in empowerment to small business ideas and entrepreneurs across Dominica every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m., offering a unique national platform for small, medium, and growing business enterprises in Dominica. Together, we'll aspire to connect, advertise, learn, collaborate, and witness small business entrepreneurs thrive and succeed in the fertile broadcasting soil of Q95 along with the NDFD. Join us on our journey every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m. One unbroken, exciting hour of free Q95 Radio small business promotion as together we explore all the challenges, the setbacks, the setups, the comebacks, stories, the history, the startups, the breakthroughs, the financing, the sweat, the toil, the sleepless nights, the heartbreaks, the triumphs, the business plan, the overall success in pursuing your small business dream come true in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Join veteran broadcaster Franklin Peter Moses and Mr. Donald Bacasio, highly skilled, qualified, sought after business and entrepreneurial manager, small business development expert, and strategic business coach. Together, we're taking you and your small business to the pinnacle of success in the Dominican economic landscape. So don't miss Nature Island Small Business Buzz every Tuesdays and Thursdays right here on Q95 Radio, the big station.
Foundation of Dominica introduces its Small Business Advisory Services. Get the help and support you need to run your business effectively. Come see us on 9 Great Marlborough Street, Roseau. Let us assist with having your company registered, developing marketing and business plans, record keeping, and the need-to-knows and provisions for Social Security, income tax, and VAT. You won't be left in the dark anymore. Let us hand over your key to unlock doors for success. NDFD Small Business Advisory Services now available. Call 448-3240, 448-8631.
Yes, come in.
Okay, so I have my guest is on the line. He has from the overseas. I'm trying to get on the local number. It's a global expansion of a Dominican business that's expanding throughout the Caribbean. But our special theme and observation here this afternoon is with regards to tourism and development expansion and the establishment within the Caribbean and the emerging difficulties that are existing even as we speak in Trinidad and Venezuela in terms of business and tourism and preparations for just the eventuality of things like that occurring. So I have on the line is going to call me either directly from the States or from here. It's my surprise this afternoon. I'll have to break my silence. Is it possible that from my end, trying to get in touch with you, the international line is just short-circuiting? So I'm going to call the name. So Sam, if you, I know you're hearing me, maybe you can call in to me, 449-3095-96 or 97. You know my overseas number already. We just spoke, and we have two numbers. We have a Dominican and overseas number. So Sam, if you're hearing me, it's 4 minutes, 10 minutes after 4 after the time. We local, we're going global this afternoon. And following that, we have other guests coming in.
The National Development Foundation of Dominica introduces its small business advisory services. Get the help and support you need to run your business effectively. Come see us on 9 Great Marlborough Street, Roseau. Let us assist with having your company registered, developing marketing and business plans, record keeping, and the need-to-knows and provisions for Social Security, income tax, and VAT. You won't be left in the dark anymore. Let us hand over your key to unlock doors for success. NDFD Small Business Advisory Services now available. Call 448-3240, 448-8631.
Yes, come in. Hold that thought. I'll call you right back. Right back. Partner, Elas Franco, how are you doing? Things are getting really tight in this Gova season. Right now, I just don't know what to do. But Franklin, what are you doing? You're sitting on your money machine. With all them skills and ideas that you have, you can go further, faster. Awawi, go to the NDFD. They've got the best rates on business loans, not to mention affordable business support. They'll get your business registered and help you develop your business plan. They'll design your logo and train small business owners just like you. For real? I go down there now. All jokes aside, NDFD is helping people when others would not.
Our guest is still making some original contact with Sam. So he's trying to negotiate, and imagine he's trying to reroute a call from Dominica to the States and back here to Dominica. Yes, to remind you once again, Sam, my number from overseas is 1767-449-3095, 3096, or 3097. Actually, so I'm anticipating Sam Raphael is here and tell us about the expansion of his the Dominican product from Jungle Bay. First, there was Jungle Bay towards the east. Then it got destroyed, and Jungle Bay is now a flagship, a signature, a corporate business, a group of companies eloquently there, financially tailored through the Dominican program that's running into St. Kitts and also Grenada and Antigua and Barbuda. And that's the Citizens by Investment Program. And Sam has the ability at this point in time. He's moving to another country at this point in time regarding additional expansion and development of Dominica's tourism product. Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon. 414.
Good afternoon, Franklin.
Oh, thank you very much. I was just finding your flames there because somehow I couldn't get to you, so I had to send the Gestapo. I sent the CIA and the FBI. So we have some important stuff to talk about this afternoon, Sam. Thanks for being on.
Good afternoon, Franklin. How are you doing?
It's been a while. Donald is not here. He's preparing for, we're both doing some course at the UE, and he's not here now. But so he advised me also to have a few questions for you. So Sam, tell me, you've been here for a while now, a spell?
Well, I've been traveling.
I
I
realize.
traveled for the month of October.
I
I did
realize.
an Africa journey with my daughters
That's as
from
far as you
Cairo
went.
to Cape Town. Yes,
Did for a moment? In fact, I told him for the moment. I did see you for a moment. You was in Africa. I saw you in Parliament.
that's correct. That's correct.
Most
But I'm back now, and I'm getting ready for the season here in
yes.
Dominica.
Tell me it.
Our winter season is the busy time for those in your audience that may not know this.
Mm-hmm.
So we call that the visitor season when it's cold in the U.S., Europe, and northern places. So
The hemisphere.
we are looking forward to getting a robust, bit of clients this year. So we're just putting things in place so that can happen.
Sam, when you say we, explain who the we are.
We are well. I run a business at Jungle Bay. We're
Oh,
doing that.
thank you very much. Okay, yes.
And then I would expect everyone else that's in the tourism business. That's the we.
Yes.
It's an
Oh,
industry and the government that depends. Tourism is our leading export earner.
yes.
So everybody is. We say tourism is everybody's business,
Business.
whether you're a taxi operator or people who depend on the cruise sector. Those cruise ships have started to come in. So everyone is. They've been preparing, and now it's not rehearsal anymore. It's live performance.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just getting ready to earn a livelihood. So that's what.
Well, two questions, but first, so there's an additional hotel that opened last week. In fact, I have the manager is supposed to be with me next week. It was
Right.
also an option to be here today, but the other option was the Rosalie Bay Distillery that they're having. They just won an award, major award, and so but we'll have them for the following week. However, but now that you're here,
So wait a second. Let me clarify. So I wasn't
clarify.
your first choice.
No.
I wasn't your first choice.
What?
I was
Yes,
your
you will.
second
You
choice.
will always because we're supposed to meet on Saturday. Me and Baz. All right, don't even declare me. No, but because of the relevance, the topic, it has to be topical, timely, and relevant. Now, people are concerned. Okay, the question, the statement you just mentioned. Do you recognize that? Do we get a greater load for cruise ships or airlines, especially during the winter season as it's coming
We
up?
certainly get more numbers through cruise ships because one ship can hold 4,000 plus people, and sometimes you have three ships on port. That's a lot of people. We don't have enough hotel rooms, anything close to that.
A little
So we
departure
get far
tax.
more numbers from the cruise ship, but the spend, the dollars that spend is skewed far more to the stay over visitors. So it's almost like an 80-20 ratio that's flipped, 80% of those coming in almost thereabouts come in as on the cruise ships, but they maybe spend 20%. And the 20% that come in as stay over, 80% of the revenue from tourism come from those. So that's sort of an average rule for tourism for Dominica.
Sam, you seem to have a really nice platter at the center of the banquet table in terms of tourism product. Help me here. Let me help you blow your trumpet because we've known each other for years. So you have the ability to provide rafting, deep sea champagne, bathing, champagne snorkeling. You call it snorkeling. What are the various levels of activities that you have to attract people? By the way, the trail, is it open now? The hiking trail?
Mm, The trail, you
Hmm.
mean what trail is that?
The national trail that's going through the
Some segments of
backbone.
the Waikiki
Some
Trail
segment,
have been
I'm aware of that. Mhm.
right. Some segments have been overgrown, and some segments are open. We've got the Boiling Lake, which is the signature hike of Dominica. Of course,
Mhm.
everyone doesn't do it. It's difficult, but that's the brand,
Yes, indeed.
And that's been recently repaired, so we're happy that it's reopened for the season. And then we have many other attractions. We have, of course, Trafalgar Falls and Emerald Pool and some of those sites that are easily accessible to the cruise ship people, and so a lot of cruise ship people go there. And then, of course, we have a range of activities and sites and things that probably are not so accessible to the cruise ship people. So we're able to satisfy those ecotourists that want, to go to a place where there's not a lot of people. So it's interesting, Dominica. We've got a good balance that we can accommodate both the cruise ship people and the people who really want that more, exclusive experience. So fortunately, we have the infrastructure. We just need to concentrate and focus on making sure that happens. That people, the expectations are met or exceeded, and that we don't have people who have expectations and they're on that. But that's purely a management thing for us, be it operators or whoever, and we just need to, on top of that, find out what it is that our guests are looking for and ensure that we meet what they're looking for. You asked a question in terms of what we have to offer.
Yes, your
a
line.
place like Jungle Bay,
Yes.
our focus is on adventure and wellness. So we
I like
focus
that.
on persons who are interested in enjoying, rainforest adventure
Outdoors.
type things, hiking and going to waterfalls, and then also those who want adventure in the sea, diving certainly, or whale watching, many different types of diving, kayaking, scuba diving, and so on. And then we also offer, interestingly, a wellness. So there's a big push for health and wellness, and it's a phenomenon now. So persons who want to get their mind and soul healthy, along with their bodies, So we do aromatherapy, great spa service we offer, and things like yoga. One of our main niches, probably the largest niche we have, is probably the yoga groups.
Oh, yes.
So many yoga groups come to Jungle Bay to do week-long vacation retreats where they do their yoga classes or training, and then we take them on hikes and tours and excursions, And so that's a big niche. Another big niche for us is the diving, and we collaborate with our partners on the dive. And we do host quite a number now of corporate groups that find Dominica an interesting place for incentives. So they may bring their employees, or it may be something where they have their top producers and they want them to bond. So it's a corporate team building retreats, and we're hosting an interesting one, I think in January or December. I was looking at that, but we host quite a few of those. And, then they're just the general visitors that want to just enjoy Dominica in a nice, natural setting. That's what we have to offer. And that's basically our problem.
Sam, you mentioned going to the beach, to the sea, Champagne, etc. So that's going down. Now, going up, what do you think at this point in time? What is your impression? And do you think it is an expansion of the potential exploding tourism attraction with the building and the opening of the aerial tram? Do you plan to expand into that and as an additional source of attraction to Dominica at your hotel? The aerial tram.
Well, I don't know for that. Our guests tend to like to do the hike.
Oh,
but then of course there are
okay.
many people. So we attract the people that want to, in their mind it's this iconic hike that they have, like Machu Picchu, or Kilimanjaro, or Everest. I mean, it's not as popular as Everest, but it's one of those iconic hikes for the Caribbean. I must say, it's probably the number one most iconic hike for Caribbean. So the folks still want to hike it, but there are many people who may not be able to do the hiking, or maybe they come on a cruise ship and they want to go and see the boiling lake. So there's another niche, and that I guess the tram, will meet the needs of those persons. So again, like, we've been able to coexist between the cruise and the stayover visitors. Hopefully there will be, sensitivity towards the coexistence of the hikers, and what they need in terms of tranquility and peace to go up to this iconic, site. And it's not just for the hikers. It's not just the boiling lake as a destination. It's an experience. You have to walk through the Valley of Desolation. Where nothing grows. You got to get hot spring. You got to get, in the mud and all of those things. And this is what they enjoy. And then for those who really want to do it as a destination, to fly over and maybe see and to be told about the nature and to see it from a distance and to get to the lake, then hopefully those two will be able to coexist. Again, it's a management issue. There are, examples of aerial trams that do well and are not, adversely impacting nature too much. So we just need to make sure it's happening, that it's done well, and make it be a win-win for Dominica, for all of us. Certainly, I would like it to be something that we would be able to attract more visitors because of the tram, but it's foretelling. It hasn't unfolded yet. We have to see in terms of the stayover side, but I do think that a lot of the cruise ship visitors will welcome that, and they would probably get quite a bit of traffic from the cruise ship.
I'm talking with Sam Raphael of Jungle Bay fame, and he's expanded. I have some, put on your thinking cap, because I have a very, very, very ticklish question for you. Coming right back, this is Nature Island Small Business Bus this afternoon. We're speaking with Sam Raphael, entrepreneur. Well, he's one of the giants in the in the industry of tourism, spearheading some and carving out for himself, really using Dominica as the bedrock, as the cradle for using what we've got. Sam, the question is, at this point in time, I'm going to be blunt and straightforward with you. With you have provided that platter of elegant servings for visitors and wishes to come to Dominica and really bask. Sam, there's something happening in the Caribbean that could short circuit the flow of tourists and finance and money and travel with Venezuela and the United States. What's your
Mhm.
concern?
Well, what's my concern? It should be all of our concern, you
Mhm.
know. And this is unprecedented. We're so tourism dependent as a region,
Mhm.
and if there were to be war in the region, it would be devastating for the region, certainly for the tourism industry. So hopefully that never happens. You know, I think most of the leaders of the Caribbean have already articulated the desire to keep the Caribbean as a zone of peace. And certainly for us in tourism, I don't know anyone who doesn't share that sentiment. And we do understand that there are political issues that need to be resolved, but we certainly would hope that they could be resolved in a peaceful manner. I don't think it would be beneficial to anyone, and certainly would be devastating to the region to have a full scale war breakout. So hopefully, we can resolve political differences, no matter how difficult they are, without having to go to war. And hopefully the Caribbean will always be a zone of peace, and we'll never have missiles flying and gunboats and bombs, because that would just be horrible for all of us.
Both ways, financially and
Always,
geopolitically.
and the damage, we don't know how bad
Mhm.
the damage would be. So, I just hope that this thing just doesn't, go in this direction. Of course, we're small
Yeah.
players. We
Yes.
aren't the ones making those decisions,
Yeah.
So we're just, they say when the United States sneezes,
Sneezes,
the
everybody
Caribbean get not
catches.
just a cold, we get
Yeah.
a pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
So,
I've
so
learned that.
yeah. So this is one of those times that we're quite concerned, and hopefully, this whatever the issues are, they
Mhm.
can be resolved
Resolved.
without having to go to war.
But Sam, you may seem to have a safety net. Now I need to travel with you to your next destination, upper north, when you having yes, I go and declare your business. Oh, many people's business and they are small business was, but you're buzzing and you're blossoming and you're mushrooming into this cloud of success. Tell me what's happening with your additional project while you have handed over and you've moved.
Well, I've done well. Okay, yeah. So the last time I talked to you, I was handing over
Yeah, I thought so.
the leadership.
Yeah.
So uh, I will announce again that I had to resend that
Oh,
because
okay.
on my return from Africa, things didn't materialize as I
As
had hoped.
yes, yes.
And so, in business, you have to be prepared to pivot. So I had to take the reins again, and I'm back in Dominica at least now for, until the ship is steadied. We've
Hmm.
got people at Jungle Bay, many employees and suppliers and so on. Their livelihood is very important, and we want to make sure that, everyone is taken care of
Hmm.
before I do whatever else I have to do. So I'm back taking care of them at this point. So Sam is focused again in
Hmm.
Dominica at least for some time. I don't intend for this to be permanent.
Hmm.
Jungle Bay has to be able to function
Yes.
without me at the helm because at some point I'm not going to be here.
Hmm. Hmm.
But until such time, maybe I need to look at personnel preparation. The handover. I may need to do it differently. So we need to just look at things when things don't materialize the way in which we had intended. We need to just reflect, and that's what we're doing here. And this has given not just me, but the whole organization an opportunity. I think we're in a better place now too.
Hmm.
There's greater appreciation for each other. And sometimes when you go through a slightly difficult, situation, the team would come together, and that's what I'm feeling here. A lot of the staff now are coming together, and we're looking at things and finding solutions within ourselves. And so I think it's a good thing. So pretty good. So that's me, and that announcement that I made that you made.
About
You always make me say things
that's okay,
when
Sam.
I'm on air, frankly, and I need
That's
to go
okay.
to my friend. And then with the Bermuda project, Sankofa House there
Yes, thank you for.
is progressing. It's steady. We've gotten planning approval and we're moving steadily. But the things take a little time, and it's a
Mhm.
lot of pieces that I have to put together. And I'm working on that and some other projects also. So I feel good. I thought about semi-retiring, but I realized that I don't like to be retired. I like the energy of business.
Yes,
So I'm happy, I'm back in the ring, back in the boxing ring again, and I feel good coming out again and swinging. Yeah.
Sam,
So
is
you're
it?
not going to get rid of me that fast, Frank.
No. I will. I let once matters around. We'll find you. Is there any way one day that before you evolve into like a like a president of the group of companies, are you planning one day to release a handbook of business essentials? Call it maybe Sam Raphael's business essential things that you need for, like, for Caribbean people outside wanting to invest in the Caribbean. Since you already have a blueprint in that particular area, is there any possibility that you could live behind a footprint for success in your field?
Well, if you are willing to be my scribe, we can do that.
Oh,
But
that's what I usually
I
do.
haven't had the time to do it. But there are, on a serious note, there are forums where people share information, and I'm
Okay.
always happy to share. We have a group of young people right now having a retreat at Jungle Bay. It's a global, organization, but it's a Dominican woman.
How come I didn't know that? We need that for news. So say that again. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a program at Jungle Bay headed by a Dominican woman, and it's Be More Ag, and it's about gardening, but in metropolitan areas, farming for persons in cities. And we have people here from Cape Town, people from Kenya, people from all over South America, and the United States. And the person, Karen, that's heading it is a Dominican. And so again, we talk about business, sustainable business opportunities in agriculture. So there's always mentoring going on. Unfortunately, a lot of this doesn't make the news. So, people get your tentacles up there. People are always willing to share. I love to share. There's no need to take it to wherever my next, the next leg of my journey is going to be.
Yeah.
Share for persons coming up. And certainly, if anyone is doing something and I have the time, I would, as an organization, I'd be happy to share to other persons, any acumen, any knowledge that I have that could help enhance its success. You spoke about the new project that was just opened. It's Ocean Oasis, and
I was coming to that.
Yes, in the Newtown area. But you touched on it, and it's good to see it open. Just a few words. I'd like to first of all commend the developer and the team. I know the developer. I don't know everyone that's involved, but I do want to commend him, Floyd Capitolin, for taking it this far. It's not easy, We've seen many people with ideas, even designated under the CBI program, and the challenges, especially in recent times with the program globally, the idea of CBI for financing, and here in the Caribbean region. But he was able to in a not too long period of time, he was able to open, and I admire that because I know it's not easy. And certainly in the business, as I've often told people, I did visit him when he was, building and to encourage and to advise, because I may be a competitor, but I'm also a collaborator with him and everyone else in the business, and we're probably more collaborators than competitors, because I need him to be successful so that we can keep having airlifts. If it's just Jungle Bay, we won't have planes that can come in, and we won't have the infrastructure, and we won't have the supply chain and all of those things, the marketing. So we need to have the players in the industry be successful. And based on his acumen for developing the hotel, certainly operating is far more difficult than developing, as difficult as developing is. But notwithstanding, I certainly hope that acumen will be reflected in his success as an operator, and that he will be able to be one of those that's a big success, and that there will be other successful players, because this island need to be dotted with successful hotels so that we can have a successful industry and can truly grow.
Sam,
with your accommodation, I'm getting a question all the way from New York for you. What sets your product, your tourism product, apart from maybe the others, as you just mentioned, with the new inclusion of this new hotel with different amenities? What sets you apart?
Um, we do the best we can. I haven't done an assessment of the others to
Hmm.
say, what they're doing well and not doing well. What we focus on is a niche.
Hmm.
We aren't all things to all people. We need to have to know our niche. We need to know what our niche expects, and we need to deliver. And I think that sounds basic and simple, but this is just what we do. You have a team, and in this business, people come to us not because they have to. They don't even come for business. They come just for enjoyment. That means that you better be prepared to make
Yes.
these people happy. They come to you. The only thing they leave with is a happy experience. You need to be prepared to ensure that you know what will make them happy, and you need to deliver on that. And it's just that simple. Just like if you invite me to your home, Franklin Moses, you'll
Mhm.
want to find out what I like to eat. You'll want to find out what do you want to do,
Yes.
because you don't want me to be bored. And you will make sure you let me stay on the bed. You might even stay on your little couch. I don't know. But make sure you take care of people. And this is,
Yes.
I think, it's fundamental in the business. And I think once people understand that and we take it seriously and really understand our guests and what their expectations are, and we deliver, and for that matter, we seek to exceed their expectations, then I think it's something that we can do. But if we sit back and we try to mimic something that someone does someplace else and it's not in us, and we're just doing something because, then we may have a very difficult time. So our heart has to be in it, frankly.
Yes, most certainly. And so far, you're representing us well. I have two other questions for you, but just stay on the line for me. Let me just make it. I got to highlight some commercials. Time I have a powerful question coming for you. Stay with me. Thanks for being with me.
The National Development Foundation of Dominica introduces its small business advisory services. Get the help and support you need to run your business effectively. Come see us on 9 Great Marlborough Street, Roseau. Let us assist with having your company registered, developing marketing and business plans, record keeping, and the need to knows and provisions for social security, income tax, and VAT. You won't be left in the dark anymore. Let us hand over your key to unlock doors for success. NBFD Small Business Advisory Services now available. Call 448-3240, 448-8631.
Okay, so all right. So are you with me? You still here with me, son?
I am. I
Okay,
am.
good. All right. So more questions. Just a few more, and I'll let you go. How do you? I'm asking the question as I'm getting in the text. Okay, how do you handle negative reviews? For instance, somebody may have a bad day, have bad experience, and so how do you help troubleshoot in terms of situations like that? There's some troublesome guests sometimes.
Yeah, they're not troublesome, and it's
Okay, I'm
usually,
happy you said that. They're not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
yeah, they're not trouble. I mean, oftentimes, and little things, they may have come from far away. Maybe
They
their
lost their
luggage
passport.
doesn't
You did
come with
well. Hmm.
their luggage doesn't come with them. Their flight was late, and by the time you pick them up and you bring them to the hotel, they're ready to take their rage out on you, as we say.
Yes.
But you can't take it personal. That's one thing in this business. You cannot take it personal. And they chose to come to your place. They could have gone any place else. You have to empathize with them, and you have to do your best. Sometimes even when you're delivering service to people, you may have a lot of people in the restaurant, and maybe you don't deliver things as quickly as you can. Maybe a staff member of yours, well trained, but they
Hmm.
may have had a bad day, and they may mess up somehow. You're going to get those things. But the thing is, how do you react to them? You cannot. Somebody may post a negative review. We've had those. Sometimes it's a little unfair, I think. But even those, you have to say, okay, this is really how they see it, and let me see if I can learn anything from it. And sometimes the people who, when they walk into your front door, are most negative, I can assure you, when they leave, are the most positive. Because sometimes they even feel bad, because they may be
Hmm.
angry at your front desk, they may be angry at you, and then they have a day or two to think about it, and they really feel remorseful. But if you confront them, in an aggressive way and so on, you never get to that. So always be humble. Take the criticism. Sometimes the criticism is good, it's well deserved sometimes, I'm telling you. And you learn from them, especially if you have a team. You open your eyes, because sometimes your guests, especially if they know that you take on their concerns and so on, they will be happy to criticize you, but criticize you oftentimes in a positive way. And that's one of the things that has helped us at Jungle Bay, is the criticism. Because if everybody said everything was nice, we would never improve. But you have to say, this can be improved. Your guides need to be up on time. What's going on here? And then we can, sometimes we preempt those things, but it helps certainly with the criticism. So you have to look at it like that. If you are thin-skinned and you don't like people criticizing you, find some other business to do. Don't get in this business, because, you're going to have to, quite the opposite, you almost seek criticism from your clients in order to improve your product.
Sam, so in that case, we know and we recognize that your company, your business, which is Jungle Bay, has received numerous awards that really highlight the quality of service that you've output so far and fine-tuned it to this one in so free. I mean, this is point class. This is by far par excellence. And to curb and to elevate your quality of output of service. You tell us about your training. Did you hire most of your training in Dominic, like customer relations, your staff, your front desk, your whatever? Of course, you hired my daughter.
Yes, and your daughter, I will call her name Stacy Moses.
Mahalia, please.
Our
Stacy
head
Mahalia.
landscaper,
Okay.
and Stacy is loved by the Jungle Bay staff, but she's absolutely loved by the guests. She does, the plant tours, but she's so passionate about it. Everybody talks so well about her. So I want to say you did a fine job, and her mom certainly did a fine job in raising her. But going back to your question, where did the staff come from?
In training,
we do well when we hire. We do well when we hire locally, and we'd like to stick to that as much as possible. When we were building, we brought in a few carpentry guys from Guyana, and we brought in a few 6 stonemasons from Haiti. But other than that, everybody from captain to cook that worked on the development, from my architect, Sev McKenzie, down the line, we're all Dominicans. I believe, and we as a company, we believe in hiring and spending our money locally. And as staffing, we do have, I think, 2 one Canadian that has worked with me for about 20 years, and another person from Switzerland that's worked with us. Now she's Dominican. These are the Dominican citizens. You can't live in a country and work and have your citizenship, through time spent here and not be considered a local. So we don't have any foreign workers, but we only have 2 out of around 140 that weren't born here, and everybody's been recruited locally. We did bring in a manager from outside, like we said, that didn't work. And sometimes you have to learn from that. I would prefer to promote from within. Sometimes we don't have the capacity from within, but we have to find ways to build it up, because when you bring someone from the outside, maybe they come with a whole different approach, and it ends up, where it goes in the wrong direction. But if you cultivate that talent locally, you know them, they know you, you know what they're capable of, they know what your expectations are, you're usually better off. So I would strongly encourage, whenever possible, hiring locally. I know sometimes it's not possible, because sometimes you just don't have the capacity. And especially as our industry grow, we may find that we will probably have to hire from outside at some point, and so doing. But whereas you can get a local person, I think you're always better off hiring a local person.
Yeah, man. So as we wind down, it's a rather interesting question for you. Getting to how many more days? I think Donald and myself, he was here, we would have exactly how many days before Christmas and how many days before the end of the year. However, so what's your plan? We're talking about staycation. So we have a tourism product, but we also have a need here in Dominica. So what are some of the packages that you may have for if us Dominicans want to come for a weekend?
Well, I don't want to discourage. I don't want to disappoint you, Franklin. But staycation. Let's talk after Easter about staycation. Because, this is the height of the season. This is when we can make our money.
So that lasts between now and June?
So prices are going to be up until at least Easter. And after Easter, then we'll do some staycation things. if June or July, certainly August, September, and the early part of October, we're losing money every day in this
Wow.
business. We just keep the staff to keep them going.
Yeah, but some people
Because
would
people,
ask you the question, Sam, why? Is it because there's a drop
right. Well,
in
one, it's
arrivals?
hot. It's hot here for the visitor. Also, too, we have what they call hurricane season. And in their mind, there's hurricanes blowing left, right, and center. They don't want to come during that time, and so on. So they choose to come in the winter when it's cold where they are. And, the weather is nice. You don't have all the rain. You have almost Kawem and Dominica that we have. So they choose to come here. So we have a period in the summer where in the Caribbean, historically, where we have very little business. Oftentimes, tourism business, like the cruise service providers, they literally shut down in the off season because there's no business. And a lot of the hotels stay open. So we do, rely on whatever local traffic, but it's certainly not enough to sustain us, or to make money on. So we try to minimize our losses, keep things going, keep the staff paid, so they can take salary to their homes. We're fighting. We're trying to implement strategies, Jungle Bay, to be able to attract, more visitors in the off season, so that we can support the ELS and at least get some turnover money, so that we don't lose as much. So this is an ongoing quest, but it's very difficult. It's much easier to fill rooms in the winter than it is in the summer. So during that time, we'd like to offer staycations to Dominicans or regional, packages to people who are in the Caribbean, and instead of flying all the way up north, from Barbados, Trinidad, wherever, we try to attract them here. And we're doing incrementally a little more and more with this, but we really need to find a formula. And I have not been able to get that sweet spot, but that's what we're working on, to get a formula to really get a more robust traffic in the off season. So that's a long answer, but check me out then. Let's talk going into Easter, and we will certainly have some special packages for your listeners to encourage them to appreciate Young. But we appreciate them. We get strong support from local people. I tell you, sometimes on the Sundays or holidays or for dinners, especially short weekends, we've been getting good support from local Dominicans, and I want to publicly thank them for their support. They love the Jungle Bay. We got regulars that come regularly, and I want to thank them. Anyone that would come or you would recommend us to a friend, even though people from diaspora that live there come and maybe they spend 2 nights with us and leave the kids with their grandparents. All of that, we really, really, really appreciate it. But in right now, we need to make up what we spent in the off season. So that's why we can't offer those special rates. But come after Easter, let's have that conversation. We'd love to offer some special packages for our local people.
Okay, and finally, I know you want like a business guru. You have your tentacles like an octopus almost everywhere in terms of agriculture. When you need to get your products, how impactful is your service in terms of a community, particularly in Sofria? Across Dominica, but the people in the community, they provide you with what? Fish, vegetables, ground provision, things like that?
We try to buy locally whatever we can. But I tell you, we buy on island because Dominica is a small place. So remember, we used to be in the east.
I remember, I just mentioned that.
When we were in the east, we had established suppliers.
In the east,
farmers and so on. So a lot of them, we still have that relationship with them,
nationally.
And but I say our focus is on buying, Dominican produced things, high quality varieties, as much as possible. I would rather not spend another dime importing any food if I could, and our guests would appreciate that because, they like to know that they're eating especially fresh, organic, semi-organic, locally produced. It kind of make the products taste even better to them, gives you a greater sense of purpose. So this is something, again, maybe, we work with some farmers, but I think that's something, as the tourism industry grow, we really need, as an industry, to deepen that conversation and that relationship with the agricultural sector, so that we can be able to maybe have buy more,
Mm-hmm.
maybe find ways to encourage the varieties of things that maybe our guests we'd like to expose our guests to that is not part of the Dominican palette, that maybe we can get farmers to expand and introduce those things and so on. And who
Mm-hmm.
knows, we may end up with farmers having products that they can sell in the region. So I
Mm-hmm.
think, we need to have a hand in glove relationship
Yeah.
with farmers and with the agricultural sector. And I'd love to continue this conversation
Yeah.
with appropriate people in that regard.
A symbiotic relationship. Okay, finally, okay, this today, Matt was talking about a very explosive issue regarding. So I just want your opinion on that. You see, but Roseau is crowded. The suggestion is to build a car park, which was already recommended somewhere, that area there by the river to the stadium area. Do you think that's a plausible activity for us, foreseeable
To
future
build
because
a
of the
to build a car
some
park in
yeah,
Roseau.
well, yeah. Some people say, well, traffic congestion, stop vehicles from coming
Yeah,
into
yeah,
Roseau.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
what's your idea? What's your just of your head?
Well, I would have to look at the business model, but congestion in Roseau is a problem, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's no two ways about it. We are the nature island,
Mm-hmm.
and people expect to have less traffic on the road. They expect to come here and find a clean island, without garbage. They expect so we have a number of those things that we need to look at managing better. And I mean that may be something to consider.
Mm-hmm.
A proper car park or parking area. We certainly have a parking area. I always use that parking area across the river going to Goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's an elevated car park, I think it's something I think it's good, but it has to be looked at in a comprehensive way. Where are we going? What about electric vehicles? What policy we have in place, because we need to look at emissions and all those things. And those are the things that we need to do some planning for in the future. So whereas it may be a good idea, it shouldn't be a one-off kind of thought. We need to, in a comprehensive way, look at our environment. If we are, which we are the nature island, then certainly we need to, all the boxes around nature island need to be checked off. And one certainly is parking, but other issues, I know we're doing the geothermal plant. I don't mean to expand the conversation. That's a great plus. We're reducing our carbon footprint in a huge way with the geothermal plant. So these things, I think they are things that we can do to encourage electric vehicles and less emissions and even less vehicles. What about a public transportation system?
Public
More robust.
transportation, yes.
What about a water taxi from Portsmouth to Roseau that people don't have to drive,
As
You
and
can
this,
get a ferry that comes down. So those are all opportunities. And they may be, I'm not saying the government has to take to do these things. These are things as business people, as young entrepreneurs, and maybe not so young entrepreneurs. These are things that I think that are good, possibly good viable business models that we can do that can help people, earn a livelihood and create some wealth for themselves, and can also bring tremendous benefit to the island. So it's a land of opportunity that we're in Dominica. You can look at the half empty side of the glass and you can lament, or you can see the half full side and, just go for it. So I would think I'd like to encourage you to first prepare. Don't just go for it if you're not prepared. Prepare yourself, but then again, go for the opportunities that this island is providing us.
Brother Sam, I cannot thank you enough. And because the questions are still coming in, but I got to give you a break because I told you 10 minutes. I told you about 10, but the business, we just got in Parliament and we had to debate some of the burning issues on the front burner of tourism in Dominica, and I'm happy that you decided to say it. I know I catch you off guard today. Thank you very much for coming. Yes.
I never wrong. We talk at other time, Franklin. I'm always happy to talk to you and the audience, whatever. And so
Looking
when
forward to
something
that.
else comes, maybe over the season, I'm sure we'll have an opportunity
Over the weekend,
to
hopefully.
catch up with what's happening and
Yes.
so on. But thank you so much
Yes.
for the invitation and all the best. Yeah.
Guess what? Guess who just called? Donald. But Donald just called. He send his greetings. He's been listening, and I've been studying his syllabus, and he's getting ready for his exam. So I just want to thank you very much, Sam Raphael, the flagship captain, commander in chief of the business enterprise that's burgeoning and exploding and mushrooming with top quality service. I'm going to say, well, my daughter is telling me to tell you hello also.
Thank you, Sam.
Nice.
Okay, bye-bye. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Okay, talk to you soon.
Sure. Thanks.
1:55 and counting in the afternoon time. We just take a review, touching on a number of subjects on this table regarding this product. Tourism product is a big business. We had options. In fact, we have another person, two persons still on, but we'll do that for next week. The manager is coming on next week. That's the manager for the Ocean Oasis. And there's a new mall. Yeah, Dominic has another mall. It's next to Q95. Yeah, that's the building that's opposite DeWitt Center in town. Yeah, they're coming on next week, Thursday. And following that, we have people leading up to Christmas. So we're having lots of Christmas activities and sales and services. Yeah, Mama Shive and Jody Dangleman, Dublin, and all these other folks. Yeah, we've got the top lineup. So I have something for you, Sam. Didn't give it to you directly, but I'll give it to you now.
For your excellent participation on this, our bi-weekly small business empowerment program titled Nature Island Small Business Buzz. Today, at this moment, you and your business enterprise deserves an enthusiastic NDFD and Q95 national standing ovation. Tonight, will you eat tomorrow? What's it about?
Just been reminded it's just about 35 days until Christmas. And I guess if it's 35 days to Christmas, you know how many more days before 2026. But the films in the afternoon, 4:58 and counting. Coming up news at 5:15. The question is, yes, and at the same time talking about this, my co-host is with me this afternoon. We don't know. Yes, I know you're busy and you're doing your work, but I'm happy that you're here with me. Just we had Mr. You know already, our good friend. Yes, for you. Talk to me. What's up?
Franklin?
Yes, Don. I'm here with you live. With you, we have a few. If we have a few minutes, we can recap what's happening.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I'm a bit disappointed because you didn't tell me that Sam is coming on today. I would have,
I spoke to you. We spoke.
rearranged my schedule.
You see, I knew that because we spoke. You see, you're going to call me back in a while because we collaborate on because we have a number of guests. Whoever comes to us because they're fast and furious. So he called and he says, well, he can make it. He couldn't come directly. So we had difficulty with the phone and we were using his overseas number and his local number. So Matt had to call him and give me his number and call him. And we're here. So listen, he's making some.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, I love the conversation. At least the one that I caught. Great, of course, great conversation always with Sam Raphael. And by the way, Franklin, just to remind you, I think you asked about this. We only have 35 days to go before Christmas and 41 days to go before the New Year.
I'm happy you mentioned the 40. I didn't want to tell them who told me. I also got a call from New York who said 35.
Yeah.
So every week I say I missed you for that because we planned a couple of weeks ago that we're going to be venturing 35 days and then 32 days, 33 days, then
Yes.
29 days, then 27 days because it was every Tuesday and Thursday. And then, yeah, but we're going to do that. We'll count down. Yeah, count down business days. How many business days to Christmas?
Yes, something that we started 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
I hope it it becomes like a tradition.
Tradition,
because
yes.
it's a tradition to me and my family. But by the way, Frank, I just want to say good afternoon to everybody listening. As you know, I'm quite really busy. Towards the end of the week because I had to review and I had to review a lot of applications, especially business loans applications. So it's something that we need to kind of focus on. But Franklin, we forgot to mention last Tuesday that you remember Zebby, right?
Yep, of course,
Zebedee.
Maxwell. Maxub production.
Franklin?
Maxub. I'm here. Yeah, I'm here with you. I said her name is Maxwell Maxub production. Zebby.
Yes, she got the Miss World title.
Yes, absolutely. That's our queen. We discovered her.
So we just would like to belatedly congratulate her. We did it already on our Facebook page. As you know, among other institutions, it was NDFD who lent some support. I know there are other institutions who supported her, but we're just very proud of her. She is also the reigning champion of our NDFD Green Innovation Summit. So just very happy about that. And also, Franklin, I also would like to say that yesterday, we celebrated the International Men's and Boys Day.
Yeah.
Yes. So of course, yesterday we were reminded of course, the our strength, the strength, the quiet battles, and resilience, and of course the positive roles our men and boys play in our families and communities. So we just want to say we should continue to encourage them, to grow with purpose, lead with integrity, express themselves freely, and be the kind of men who uplift others. Pretty sure we try to do that every time we get the chance.
To empower
And
each
today,
other.
Franklin, we are celebrating our children. Today is World Children's Day.
Oh,
all right. So of course, yes. So of course we celebrate their innocence, their imagination.
Yes.
Remember the quote that you be a child, remain like a child, or have that childlike, imagination and curiosity.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And lastly, Franklin, a number of people, entrepreneurs, kind of, approach me, and a few of them told me that they are going through some struggles, some difficulties. I just want to say, to every entrepreneur going through a rough season, I think you have a special kind of term for this kind of season, Franklin. Guava.
You got the tough, the
one
tough.
that you said in the ad that you
this
produced.
tough guava crop. There's a tough guava crop. It means it's hard. It's not ripe. It's hard on the mouth.
I just want to say, keep going. The setbacks, trust me, you face today are shaping the strength, the clarity, and the grit that you will need tomorrow. So, you've already survived challenges most people never see. Right? That's why not all people become entrepreneurs. Okay, so hold your vision. Take one steady step at a time. And just remember and never forget that tough moments don't break builders. They refine them. and you are the builders of this nation. So that's my special.
Yeah. Okay.
Our entrepreneurs.
Thank you. Thank you for punctuating the afternoon for me with such excellent insight and information, my partner. Yeah, make sure. Okay, so next time, maybe Saturday, we'll go to and see Sam, and we're going to talk some business. He's back, by the way. The secret is he's back to run the business, and we'll talk quite. He's back. Okay. Thank you very much, Donna. See you. See you in a while. Okay. Bye bye.
Black Friday at Gord's. These deals are so amazing. We're running them across 2 whole days. Thursday, November 20th and Friday, November 21st. Enjoy up to 80% off selected items.